Here are some additional fascinating facts about Native American cultures. The first cultivators of many modern crops. Native Americans were the original agriculturalists of many staple foods we eat today. Crops such as corn, maize, beans, squash, potatoes, tomatoes, peanuts, chocolate, avocados, and many others were first domesticated by indigenous tribes in the Americas. The three sisters, corn, beans, and squash, were often grown together in a complementary manner, a practice that helped sustain many native societies for centuries. Indigenous rights to two-spirit people. Long before contemporary discussions around gender and sexual orientation, many Native American cultures acknowledged the existence of two-spirit people. In some tribes, two-spirit individuals, people who embodied both masculine and feminine qualities, were highly respected and often played important roles in their communities, such as healers, shamans, or counselors. Their presence signified the sacredness and fluidity of gender beyond binary definitions. The Great Inca Road. The Inca civilization built an impressive and vast network of roads and bridges, known as the Capac Nan, stretching more than 25,000 miles across their empire, from Colombia to Chile. This system allowed for efficient communication, troop movement, and trade across diverse and difficult terrain, including deserts and mountains. The road network was so well-engineered that parts of it are still in use today, and it rivaled even the famous Roman road system in its complexity. Native Americans and early conservation. Native American tribes practiced sustainable environmental management long before the concept of conservation existed in Western thought. Tribes like the Apache and Nez Perce practiced controlled burns to clear land and rejuvenate the soil. Many indigenous groups saw themselves as stewards of the land, guided by a deep spiritual connection to nature, and adhered to a principle of only taking what was needed, ensuring balance and sustainability for future generations. The Clovis people. The Clovis culture is one of the earliest known Native American groups, dating back to around 13,000 years ago. They are primarily known for their unique stone tools, particularly the Clovis points, fluted projectile points, which were used for hunting large game like mammoths. Artifacts from the Clovis culture have been found across much of North America, providing some of the earliest evidence of human habitation in the New World. The Ghost Dance Movement. In the late 19th century, many Native American tribes, particularly the Sioux, participated in the Ghost Dance, a spiritual movement that was believed to bring about the restoration of native lands and the departure of European settlers. The dance was seen as a form of resistance to the colonization and hardships imposed by the U.S. government. Sadly, this peaceful movement culminated in the tragic Wounded Knee Massacre of 1890, where hundreds of Sioux men, women, and children were killed by U.S. troops. Cahokia. The Cahokia Mounds represent one of the most impressive pre-Columbian civilizations in North America. Located near modern-day St. Louis, Missouri, Cahokia was a massive city of the Mississippian culture, thriving between 1050 and 1350 AD. At its peak, it had tens of thousands of residents and featured large earthen mounds used for ceremonial, residential, and political purposes. The city's Monk's Mound, the largest earthen structure in the Americas, still stands today. The native influence on modern medicine. Native Americans developed numerous herbal remedies and healing practices that influenced modern medicine. For example, they used willow bark, which contains salicin, the active ingredient in aspirin, to relieve pain. They also employed various plants like echinacea for immune system support, sassafras for blood purification, and tobacco for medicinal and spiritual purposes. Native American Sign Language. Before European colonization, many Native American tribes developed and used a form of sign language to communicate across linguistic barriers. Known as Plains Indian Sign Language, PSL, it was especially common among tribes of the Great Plains, allowing groups that spoke different languages to trade, negotiate, and exchange stories. Today, it is recognized as one of the earliest documented forms of intertribal communication. Buffalo jumps. Some Plains tribes, such as the Blackfoot, used an ingenious hunting technique known as a buffalo jump. Hunters would scare a herd of buffalo, bison, and direct them toward a cliff. The buffalo, unable to stop in time, would fall off the cliff, and waiting tribe members at the bottom would harvest the animals for food, hides, and bones. The most famous buffalo jump is head smashed in Buffalo Jump in Alberta, Canada, used for over 6,000 years. These facts illustrate the profound and diverse contributions of Native American cultures to global civilization, science, agriculture, and spirituality. Their history and legacy continue to shape and inspire modern understanding of community, sustainability, and cultural resilience. Pre-Columbian trade networks. Long before European contact, Native American tribes had extensive trade networks that stretched across the continent. Goods such as obsidian, shells, turquoise, and copper were traded from the Pacific coast to the Great Plains, and from the Gulf of Mexico to the Great Lakes. These trade routes helped spread ideas, art styles, and technologies between distant tribes. The role of women in many tribes. In numerous Native American cultures, women played significant roles not only within the family, but also in leadership. Among the Iroquois, women held considerable power as clan leaders, deciding on matters of property and even choosing the male chiefs. In the Cherokee and other matrilineal societies, property and lineage were passed through the female line, granting women a vital role in societal stability and governance. These facts offer a deeper understanding of Native American societies, their innovations, spirituality, and resilience. Their rich cultural traditions and contributions to history continue to influence many aspects of life today.